Obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
Emily, take the bandages off.
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Zone.
What is up, Gnomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, a podcast where we go over an episode at random of the Twilight Zone each and every week. This is episode 110, and what episode are we going to be discussing this week, Ty?
This week we have A Most Unusual Camera.
Yes, Season 2, Episode 10, original air date December 16th, 1960. Did you notice, remember, it was a couple weeks ago when we did... Once Upon a Time, it was also December. It feels like there's like whimsically like fun ones in December.
It makes sense. It's like a magical time of year, like with Santa and all that. So maybe go for more like fun, whimsical sort of stuff. Whereas October, you're probably going for more like spooky, scary vibes with Halloween, right?
This was written by Rod Serling and directed by John Rich, who did 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, this and A Kind of Stopwatch. Both kind of time travel-y?
Yeah, both involving time and magically time-related objects. So that's you must have an affinity for those.
I guess so, which works pretty good because this is our final episode of our 5 stretch of time travel episodes. And if you're watching this, maybe in the next day or two, I will be dropping. We're made a top 10 best time travel episodes, so watch out for that. We'll get right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was when the waiter, concierge, whatever he is, when he died. I hated him so much as a character. Like, I just want to punch him in the face. He plays a great douchebag, and I was just... Because I didn't remember... I remembered that the 3 main thieves died, but I couldn't remember if he died too. So when he finally falls out the window, I was like, yes!
I really liked Wilbur when he does the, well, that's a picture of me. Why? Like, wouldn't someone be like, how'd you do that? Why?
He plays a good idiot in this episode.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling. So every week I put a prompt into myself and come up with a Rod Serling style intro to the episodes the boys are watching. This week it came up with this, kind of long, just like my...
Take it easy, AI Serling.
Picture, if you will, a camera. Not the kind used to capture weddings, birthdays, or your Uncle Larry asleep in a lawn chair after too much potato salad. No, this particular camera has a rather unusual feature. It takes photographs of the future, specifically 5 minutes ahead. Now, in most hands, this device might be used for noble pursuits, preventing accidents, saving lives, or perhaps finally figuring out when the microwave popcorn will burn. But tonight's caretakers are not philosophers, not scientists, and certainly not members of the local ethics committee. They are instead individuals who have discovered that knowing the future is far less complicated than resisting the urge to misuse it. Submitted for your approval, a cautionary tale about greed, fate, and the universal truth that if something seems too good to be true, it probably belongs in the Twilight Zone prop department. Tonight's feature, A Most Unusual Camera. Please keep your hands inside the timeline at all times.
Very nice.
Thank you, AI Serling. All right, well, every week, Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 4 this week.
And I also have 4.
All right, I'll go first since it's an even. How much could you get a camera like that for back in the day?
I'm going to say 39 cents.
Ah, you got it. Good job. I was wondering if you'd remember that.
Yeah. How much does Chet say the Queen Anne's chest he stole is probably worth?
32 double D.
$3.50, because he's saying everything that he stole wasn't actually what they claimed it to be.
All right. Well, how much is the whole haul worth?
$740?
$580.
It's $580. All right. Finish this line from Chet. I need you like I need blank.
A hole in the head.
A 3-time conviction.
All right. I do remember that. How many years is Woodward doing?
He's doing 7, but he's only been in there for 1 before he breaks out.
Good job.
Why was Woodward in jail?
Said breaking and entering?
Correct.
And what is the number of their apartment/hotel room there?
14.
412.
My last question, what's the first horse they bet on? Looking for name and number.
There's number 6.
Yep.
Tidy 2.
Correct. Tidy 2.
All right. All right, well, I guess we will jump right into the plot of this one. We open on a newspaper article saying antique shop burglarized, and the criminals are reading it who had obviously done the crime. And they're kind of going off reading the article of all the items that were stolen, and the guy, Chet, is kind of like, bullshit, they didn't have that. This guy just wants the insurance money. All the crap that we stole is only worth $5.
Yeah, and they're basically saying that, like, all the items that they did steal, like, they're claiming them to be a lot higher value. Obviously, for insurance purposes, you're going to lie on insurance fraud. So, yeah, they're saying, like, oh, these are, like, vases from the Ming Dynasty. And Chet's like, no, they're not. I wouldn't even sell these for 30 cents. And
Right, but the woman here, Paula, she's like, well, at least we got this camera. And the guy's like, this is just a piece of junk. And it's season 2, so Rod kind of brings us in pretty early.
A hotel suite that in this instance serves as a den of crime. The aftermath of a rather minor event to be noted on a police blotter, an insurance claim, perhaps a 3-inch box on page 12 of the evening paper. Small addenda to be added to the list of the loot. A camera. A most unimposing addition to the flotsam and jetsam that it came with. Hardly worth mentioning, really, because cameras are cameras. Some expensive, some purchasable at 5 and dime stores. But this camera, this one's unusual. Because in just a moment, we'll watch it inject itself into the destinies of 3 people. It happens to be a fact that the pictures that it takes can only be developed in the Twilight Zone.
This mirror shot's confusing me. Either these guys are really good at staying still because I didn't see them moving, because it's clearly a real mirror because you can see the back of Rod's head moving.
yeah, they're just standing really still.
But they don't move like an inch, and we see...
They're in very comfortable positions. One's sitting down and the other person's leaning on like a bar. Like they're
Compared to like Elegy and Still Valley, though, like when
But
you
in
can
Elegy
clearly
and Still
see people
Valley, they're
moving.
like trying to put people in very awkward positions. Plus, his dialogue here is not that long.
True, but I was like, are they moving? I was like, how did they pull this one off? You think it's just them being still?
Oh, I could definitely tell this is just them sitting still.
All right. Well, next shot, Chet's going over the camera, and he's like, what a piece of junk. Hey, baby, go over there by the window. Let me take a picture of you.
Before that, he notices that the camera has no place to put extra film in, and there's like nowhere to even like open it or anything like that too, which is kind of strange.
It only has one button on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he takes a picture of his old lady. Nothing happens. He then gives Paula a hard time. He's like, we spent all that time on that heist. We got nothing out of it. It was all your idea.
And then she kind of snaps back with like, oh, well, like, you're the one that cased it. You're the one that did all this other work on it. If you thought everything inside was, like, not valuable, then it's kind of your fault, too.
Right. They're kind of interrupted by the camera making a dinging sound. A picture comes out the top, which I would imagine, like, Polaroids and stuff like that weren't around, so that was probably, like, crazy at the time, right?
I think Polaroid technology was, like, it was probably not super common, but I think it was available back then.
Right. Chet looks at it, and Paula's like, what are you looking at there? He hands her the picture, and it's a picture of her with a fur coat on this time.
But she's not catching on that anything's different. She's like, oh, the picture came out nice. And, like, he's just sort of looking at her like, you idiot.
Yeah, go over by that mirror and take a look. What do you see? But I'm not wearing a fur coat. What's going on here? And I like his explanation. I'll play some of that.
I get it. Camera's strictly for laughs. Strictly for laughs. It's a gag camera.
What do you mean?
Look. They've already got the pictures developed inside. The negatives have got pictures on them. All this does is take the faces.
What?
You know, like at a carnival. When you stand back at that crazy cardboard thing. You know, fat lady, guy driving a car, sailor, you know.
I mean, that's kind of what I would be doing if something like this happened to me. I was like, okay, what's the most logical, reasonable explanation as to how this is working? Because obviously she wasn't wearing a fur coat when the picture was taken, so...
But the odds of, like, it just... Like, even today, like, with AI, you could probably do that with, like, yeah, you just switch the face. But back then, there's no way. You would get the angle would have to be just right.
Yeah, you would need the angle to be perfect, and then also the background wouldn't have been the same either. So,
And she was making the same pose. What are the odds of that?
yeah. But
A lot of mental gymnastics he's doing to try and make this crazy thing seem plausible.
But I like that people don't immediately jump to something crazy.
Right.
I like that.
Then he goes, anyway, let's open this trunk. Do you notice they have like a bunch of Rod Serling dialogue, even though like they're supposed to be criminals? Again, I know it's kind of like, I feel bad picking on Rod for not being able to really write for the common man, but he's got these like lowlifes using huge words.
I mean, I think it sort of works for him because he's kind of patronizing his wife.
What's his wife's using him too, though?
I don't think I think they're fairly well written even in terms of their
think so?
dialogue. Yeah.
Let's get at that chest. Key come with us?
No, you'll have to open it in your own inimitable style.
Anybody ever tell you got a nasty disposition?
If I have a nasty disposition, it's because I'm married to a nickel and dime heister who can't tell a real diamond from a baseball.
He's using like, they're like using Rod like similes and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like she's using like big words or anything like that. It fits.
Oh, right. But anyway, they open up the trunk, and of course, the fur coat is inside. And Paula gets really excited, goes to puts it on over by the window, then makes the exact same pose. I did like that.
And what are the odds that I mean, maybe it's just like anytime someone's looking at her, she tends to pull the same sort of pose. But it's funny that she's pulling the exact same pose she was minutes ago.
Right. It dawns on Chet, but obviously Paula is pretty oblivious to it. And then
he shows her the picture and says, "Look, you weren't wearing the fur coat when I took it, but there's the fur coat, and there you in it."
Right. And then they kind of like almost use the name of the episode. She's like, "Huh, that's an unusual. There's something unusual about this camera."
Yeah, there's a lot of moments where people keep like barely almost saying the like even Rod did it in his intro. Like he almost said the exact line. I like that. That's fun.
Next shot, it's nighttime. Chet can't sleep. He's looking over the camera. Paula tells him to come back to bed. He tells her to shut up, as any man would do. Fucking that would dick.
Go back to sleep.
Shut up. Fucking guy. And then, yeah, he's looking over the camera, and he's like, I just don't get it. He says, it takes pictures of things that haven't happened yet. And Paula's like, it's just a camera. I'll show you. She takes a picture of the door. She says, look, no lightning came out. Just forget about it. The guy's like, yeah, I guess so. But it could come from witches or sorcerers or something. And while they're talking about this crap, the camera dings again, and we get another picture. What's the second picture?
It's a picture of her brother Woodward coming through the door, and they're like, okay, well, now we know this thing definitely can't be working properly because obviously Woodward's in jail, and there's no way he'd be walking through this room in the middle of the night. Like, he still has 6 years left of his prison sentence.
Right. And of course, like, just at that time, the door opens, and who is it? It's Woodward. Woodward is a pretty goofy bastard.
It's weird. Like, do you think he was trying to steal from them? Like, and then just got caught because he wasn't expecting them to be awake? Because he goes with the line,
hey, how's it going?
Oh, how's it going? I jimmied the door open because I
didn't want to
wake you. It's like, what?
Anyway, can I stay with you guys for a while? And they're like, huh, look at that. A picture of me coming through the door. Oh. Why? The why is really fucking dumb. I kind of want to play that.
Wait a minute! How come?
How come? Not why. Damn it. I'm an idiot. But anyway, it's still pretty funny. How come?
He looks so familiar. Has he been in another episode of The Twilight Zone
has.
that we've seen?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to think of it the whole time I was rewatching the episode. I'm like, I've seen him in another episode. But anyway, next shot, it's morning, and they're all in the living room discussing like what they want to do with the camera. And Chet has this strange idea that he wants to donate it to humanity, which, what does that even mean? Like, put it in a museum?
I don't know. I think he's trying to be noble with this. I don't know. I don't really understand what he's trying to go for.
The only thing I can think of is the writers kind of put this in to show like, oh, like they're maybe not entirely evil, but it's just the temptation of the camera itself that can kind of like lure them into being like, fuck it, we're going to use it for ourselves.
Right. And then at this point, Woodward's kind of bothering him, so he kind of shoos him off. Don't you have some TV to watch? And there's a horse race on the television, and Chester gets this grand idea. He's like, hey, let's, doesn't this thing take pictures of things that haven't happened yet? And they're like, yeah. Well, why don't we go down to the racetrack and take a picture of the winning board before the race?
And Paula and Woodward both being quite slow. It takes them quite a while. It takes Paula a little bit faster than Woodward. Woodward still takes some convincing to explain how exactly they're going to use this to make themselves some money.
It reminds me of the Simpsons thing when Homer finds like the money behind the couch and he's like, "Oh, money, I wanted a peanut." "You fool, money can buy plenty of peanuts." "Explain how." "Money can be transferred for goods and services."
Classic meme.
But yeah. But then they do something really funny. I feel like their math is off. Did you notice that? I'll play some of it so you can hear it, but I think Chet says something like, "All right, we have 180. He's like, "How much do you have, Woodward?" And Woodward says he has 10. And he's like, "All right, good. We have 230.
No,
He's like, what?
Paula says she has some as well. Maybe you just
but I
didn't hear
think-
that Paula. No,
because he had added hers with his.
no. I think I remember rewatching the first time. I think they did it correctly. I think it's
Well, it's
all
re-listening
three
to
of
it, but
theirs added.
it sounded funny to me. But I'm also terrible at math.
You got it, huh?
I got a 10 and a 20.
That's 30.
I know it's 30.
I got 180. Woodward, you got any money?
Yeah, I got 10.
10. That gives us $220.
yeah,
That works out?
yeah.
Because
She has 30, he has 10, so that's 40. 40 plus his 180 equals 220, plus I think he had 186, so it'd be 226.
I didn't think that the 180, I wasn't adding hers. I figured that was their combined.
No, when he
Paula
said he
and
had,
Chet had 180.
Yeah, when he said he had 180, it was Chet has 180, Paula has 30, and which Woodward barely puts any money into it. Also, it's not even his fucking
I get
camera.
a third of this.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get all this money out of it." Like, he's such a mooch.
Right. Next shot, they're at the races, and I'll play some of this. This is pretty funny with Chet just being annoyed by his brother-in-law. "Hey, my ribs
My
in the
ribs
way of
bothering
your
you?"
elbow."
Ah!
Well,
Look at it.
What his numbers on it now?
6, 3, 11.
Look what number 6 pays. $47.60 to win.
Oh, boy, Chester.
Number six. Number 6, tidy 2. Okay, boys and girls, our money goes on tidy 2. If you take care of baby.
Yeah, so he goes and puts all their money on Tidy 2.
And they, of course, win because they knew exactly how the outcome was going to go. And they have 5 other races that were happening that day. So they did all 6 races there at the track and won a ton of money.
Right, yeah, next shot, they're back at the hotel room with all kinds of cash. Chester's ordering a car, and he kind of...
Was he ordering a car? I thought he was ordering like a floor or
I
something.
think he was ordering a car because then he was talking to the guy and he's like, "How much is that?" $11,000. No, I'm not backing out. I'm trying to see if I want 2 of them or not.
For some reason, I thought he was like ordering flooring, but then, yeah, 2 of them wouldn't make any sense.
I want 2 floors.
2 floorings.
But at this point, we hear a knock and your Tyler's favorite French waiter comes in.
So hateable.
And why would you not hide the money? Like, wouldn't you?
Well, they want it
I
fair
know they
and
want, but
square,
still, you don't want to
yeah.
be fucking showboating money like that. That seems
I mean,
stupid. And these guys are
They're
stupid. But.
they're written to be stupid and like greedy, and they probably want other people to know how wealthy they are now that they've won a bunch of money.
Right. The Frenchman grabs the camera and he's like, "Oh, what an unusual camera. What do you do after the 10 pictures, though?"
Yeah, and they're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It says it right here in French. 10 à la portière, and 10 to a person or 10 to an owner."
They shoo the waiter off real quick, and they're like, "Oh, shit, hold on. Real quick, how many pictures did we take?" They find out that they have 2 pictures left. If the Frenchman is to be believed, they all start grabbing at the camera, and of course, by accident, it goes off.
And then Chet's like, "Woodward, you idiot. Now you lost us one of our pictures." And then, ding, picture pops up, and what it's a picture of?
It's a picture of Paula screaming, and they're like, "Why would Paula be screaming?" And I like both of the guys. Chester's like, "Well, it's probably because her brother was trying to kill her husband," and
I mean, like, more likely that it's that
husband's
her
trying
husband's trying to kill her brother.
Yep. They get into a little scuffle.
And then they end up by the window, trip, and they both fall right out the open window. Who would have thought?
Right, and Paula's looking out, and she's kind of sad, but then she's like, "Oh, let me just take a picture," which she knows it's the last picture.
Yeah, first off, she gets over the death of her brother and husband very quickly the minute she notices all the money sitting around her.
Right.
But
oh, well, anyway,
I think
off to Tahiti.
Yeah, I think just the wasting of the last photo is like, well, I guess not to be greedy and just, I don't know. She kind of says for prosperity prosperity, right? Is what her line is.
Just then, the French waiter comes back in and says, I'll be taking all that money now. She doesn't put up a fight pretty much at all. Why? How come?
Well, she starts to at first. She's like, I'm going to call the police. To which she's like, oh, you're not going to call the police because I know exactly what you guys all are. And if you call the police, you're going to be in trouble for not only the crimes you committed, but look at there's 2 dead bodies down there. It's probably going to cause you more issues.
But then the French waiter guy notices, actually, there's more than 2 bodies in this picture. And I'll play some of this.
Sacré nom. There is a picture of the courtyard down below, but there are more than 2 bodies.
More than 2 bodies?
Oh! Yes, there are more than 2 bodies down there, just like the picture shows. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Doesn't even explain how he falls out.
Why would you not get away from the window instantly?
Like, is it he fainted from fear? Like, what? At least we see that Paula tripped, but he's.
Well, the picture shows 4. I guess I gotta jump out this window.
But anyway, super happy that he at least died with the rest of them.
Right, and then Rod takes us out.
Object known as a camera. Vintage uncertain, origin unknown. But for the greedy, the avaricious, the fleet of foot, who can run a 4-minute mile so long as they're chasing a fast buck. It makes believe that it's in a lie, but it isn't at all. It's a beckoning come-on for a quick walk around the block in the Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode, Tyler. What did you learn?
Never trust room service.
Especially if they're French.
All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has us at a 7.5 out of 10. Do you want to do it at the same time, or do you think we're off?
I think I like this one more than you.
All right, so do you want to go first, or do I go first?
You go first, because I think you like it less.
All right. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. This is a pretty good episode. It doesn't really linger. I find them... They're funny because they're, like, bumbling, but they're kind of jerks, which, I mean, I guess at the end they get their just comeuppance, so it doesn't matter. It's very Twilight Zone-y, and it's a camera. I would see this being a fun one to show newbie to Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 7 out of 10. A solid episode.
I'm giving this one an 8. The bad guys are fun. They're comedic, but they get their just comeuppance. Very clear moral, fun magical item, and like you get kind of think of like, oh, what would I do with a fun magical time traveling camera like that? So, yeah, very, very good episode.
You rated this higher than One for the Angels.
Yes, I did.
That's crazy.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have Fred Clark. He played Chester. He had 108 credits to his name. He actually died in 1968, so 8 years after this episode. He was in a few movies in the 40s and early 50s, then switched over to television in the mid-50s, as so many people of that time did. He was in a couple Studio Ones and one episode of Addams Family, one episode of Dick Van Dyke Show, just kind of here and there. Nothing crazy stood out to me of things that were in my zeitgeist. Then we have Jean Carson. She played Paula. She had 77 credits to her name. Her last one in 1977, though she lived to 2005. She had 4 Studio Ones, 4 episodes of Andy Griffith Show, and 1 episode of Gomer Pyle.
Pyle?
Shazam! And nothing else that really stood out to me. Then we have Adam Williams.
Before you say what he did in the other ones, I want to be able to guess or give me a hint or something.
So he had 77 credits to his name. His last one was in 1978, though he lived till 2006, kind of just like the other girl. I don't know why they just gave up in the 70s, like, fuck it. Pursued different things, which is good for them. But yeah, he was in 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone. And that was the only other thing that I saw of his that stood out to me, and we've seen it already. He was a goofball in this one, too. He plays a sailor.
A sailor?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of one that's about a boat other than...
It's not about a boat. He's just a sailor that this person...
Oh, yeah, the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I take my shoes off? Yeah. Thanks. Like hot bricks over here.
Yep. All right, yeah, okay.
All right. Very little trivia on this one here. The only thing I could find was, along with the episode Elegy, this is the only one of 2 episodes that pretty much all 3 main characters die in. Usually there is at least a survivor.
True.
In total, this episode cost $39,607. The director received the usual $12.50, and the cast received $4,784. So this is actually kind of a cheaper episode for The Twilight Zone.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much one location other than the tracks for a short little stint, but...
Right. But it was a good episode.
Yeah, very good.
What'd you say to me, Mike?
What's in the name, Mr. Binnicker, really? It's a mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You guys can do so as well if you want to leave us a comment. I have 4 this week. No, I only have 3 this week, but 2 of them are actually pretty good.
I have 5.
All right, go for it.
I'll start with my debacle. I have the developing debacle.
I got the Diedrich debacle, or Diedrich, that's his last name.
Whose last name?
Chester. It says it.
Okay.
So the Diedrich debacle.
Yeah. Bit of a thinker. I have 10 to an owner.
I have photo finish, which I think is a pretty strong one.
I have photo fatalities.
I have a really good one. Do you only have one more after this?
I have 2 more.
All right.
Let me do one of them.
Yep.
All right. I have picturing the future.
I have picture if you will.
That's what I have. That's my last one.
All right. I think picture if you will would be a really good one for this.
Yeah.
Kind of meta, obviously.
Yes, exactly.
Switcheroos. I have 4 or 5.
I have 4.
All right. Go for it.
I have The 4 of Us Are Dying.
Yep, I have It's a Good Life.
I have The Fugitives.
I have One More Pallbearer.
The Jeopardy Room.
Nope, I have The Gift.
And Judgment Night.
And I have What's in the Box. All kind of different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are now about to penetrate the Twilight Zone.
So every now and again, if Tyler or I have a porno parody title name, we will do so. We each have one. I wonder if we might have the same one. I'm intrigued. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I just typed in a second one, so I have 2 now.
Oh, all right. Go for it.
All right, I'll start with my first one that I originally wrote down. A most unusual cum stain.
All right. I have a most unusual cam girl.
And I have a most unusual cock ring.
I think my cam girl.
I think,
one
yeah, your
makes the
cam girl
best.
makes the most. I was like, God, it has to sound like camera.
Oh, it may be better, it may be worse. The Twilight Zone did it first.
All right, so quite a few different references this week for us. Starting us off, we have there's a reference in the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror that used to exist in Disney's California Adventure. That park's before that got turned into the Guardians of the Galaxy one.
Check out our video on Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
Yes, but that one used to have the camera waiting at the end of the lobby there. We also have a 1994 episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark called The Tale of the Curious Camera. That was inspired by this episode. We also have 1996's Goosebumps episode called Say Cheese and Die that also took inspiration from this episode. And then we have a Futurama reference here from a 2012 episode called The Thief of Baghead. In it, there's a little quick cutaway joke where Bender's putting on different lenses for his camera. And one of the lenses he calls the Twilight Zone lens that lets you see a minute into the future. And then he takes a picture and you can see 1 minute ahead that Calculon's showing up.
Seems like almost every week it's guaranteed that there's going to be a Futurama reference.
Or a Simpsons one. Matt Groening must have loved this show too. And then we also have a 2014 movie called Time Lapse, where 3 friends discover a mysterious machine that takes pictures 24 hours into the future, and they conspire to use it for personal gain.
Pretty good. All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, this was our last episode of Time, so it's probably not going to be a time-related episode.
Yes, the next 5 block, we are returning to our original format of all 5 categories.
And do you want to remind the listener what our original format was supposed to be, until we realized that some categories did not have nearly as much as we thought?
Yes, so those 5 categories are Other, Death, Time, Future, and Alien.
All right, I'm really hoping for an Alien. It's been a while since we've done Alien, isn't it?
I think, was the Fugitive the last time we did an Alien?
I believe so. It's been a long time since we've done an Alien, so I'm really hoping for an Alien one.
What are you gonna guess?
What aliens ones have we not done? The Fear.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Old Man in the Cave.
Yeah.
It's an Anderson one.
It is an Anderson one.
What would you consider? What's that one? A future?
This is a future, yes.
I think it takes place in the 70s.
Well, it takes place. Well, it was the future for them when they made it. It was supposed to be like several years. I think it's like 6 years after current day.
Right. So I remember you saying that you really like this episode. Still hold up?
Yes, still definitely holds up. Very good episode.
Right, even though John Anderson's stoic acting.
I think his stoic acting works in this episode. I definitely, of the three, I mean, I guess it would be three including this one, because we saw obviously Passage of Flight,
the Odyssey of
Flight 33, and then the Passage of Trumpet.
Yeah. Hey, Daddy-o.
Passage of Trumpet was definitely
Him with
his
a fake
worst
beard.
so far. But yeah, this definitely stands up as his best so far. I don't think I remember the last Anderson one. Isn't that Cliffordsville?
Yes. Did you recognize any of the props in this one? I believe that some of the gear that the Raiders are wearing is from black leather jackets.
Yeah, they wear the glasses that are, like you said, from black leather jackets. And I'm guessing the computer, it looked just like the one from
Like Agnes.
Execution. And it could have been from Agnes, too.
Yeah,
But
so probably from Forbidden Planet.
yeah.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so we have a message on our top 10 twists episode from the Twilight Zone, and this message comes from Scripture Chick. And Scripture Chick says, after I first watched The Hitchhiker, I was younger than 10. Afterwards, every time I walked by a car, I would put my thumb out. And after I was told by my grandma about it, she said, that means take me out for a drive. So I ceased doing it.
Probably very sound advice from your grandmother.
Yes.
You can get in some dangerous situations doing that. But yeah, if you guys want to leave us a comment, we'll read anything out. Old listeners and new listeners, we love to hear them. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe on the YouTube page, it means the world to us. If you're listening on Spotify, if you could take the few minutes to give us a 5-star review, because why?
We are a 5-star show.
Sure are. And if you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. And if you're on the YouTube page, go over to that post section, because Ty's dropping poll every Tuesday. What's this week's?
This week, we have the final round of Favorite Time Traveler. Right now, it looks like Chris Horn is in the lead.
Quite a bit.
Yes.
It's pretty good. I mean, if you had to pick one, it would probably make the most sense that he would end up as number one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I think it should have been Woodrow Mulligan, but
yeah.
Dead air.
This ends abruptly.
Awkward silences. I guess I'll fill the void, just like I filled AI Julie Newmar.
Dude, this, I don't know what, if he's just because of being on the internet, or if he's looking at my browsing history while he's getting this stuff.
I think he's looking at your browsing history.
Hopefully, this doesn't reflect me. This doesn't represent me.
I'm a 5-star man.
All right, Ty. Well, my final question for you before we go: what would you take a picture of if you had this camera and you only had one picture left?
I would probably do this exact same thing, or I feel like they probably wouldn't let you bring a camera into a casino. If they did, then I'd probably take a picture of the roulette wheel and then know exactly what to put.
Yeah, but they have limits on stuff like that, so it's not going to be like, you wouldn't want to take a picture of like the stock market board.
For 5 minutes, I buy it, and then like 5 minutes later, it's
I guess
very marginal amounts. You need something that's going to change a lot in 5 minutes. Gambling is definitely the best way to go about this. What do you mean there's limits? Like if I wanted to go, what's the one with the ball and the round wheel?
That's roulette, but you couldn't be like $1 billion. Usually,
no, I'd be limited to the amount of money I have currently.
But obviously, you'd give like everything there, which I would imagine is, I think they have like $10,000 limits.
Really?
Yeah.
What about in
Vegas?
Vegas?
You do like high stakes stuff.
If I went to
but
like
you think that you'd probably end up with your fucking legs broken because you'd be like,
no,
I've never seen this guy play here before. I'm betting $300,000 on this.
I mean, it could work.
And then you just win it instantly, and they're like, all right, bye. Wait a minute, fucko.
I mean, also, yeah, if you win it instantly, you're not going to be like, well, I'm going to stick around and blow some more money. No, fuck that.
You'd have to do it instantly, pretty much, right?
No, you would, yeah.
But I feel like you'd also get into a lot of trouble because
That's-
people don't like losing money.
That's why I initially said I don't think they'd let me bring the camera into the casino. If it was one that were like,
I
yeah,
thought
you
you were
can bring this.
thinking that they'd be upset about the camera. I'm thinking they're upset because they'd be just
No, 'cause
getting
if I-
bent over by how much money you just took.
No,
from
if
them.
I put a bunch of money down and I win fair and square, I don't see how they could complain about that. Other
I
than
think you're
if they're
getting your legs
saying
broken in the next room.
the mafia doesn't run casinos anymore. But yeah, I would do that if they would let me take the camera into the casino and they were like, no, that's fine. You can take a picture of the roulette wheel before it spins.
So you do it for financial gain.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, what's going to change in 5 minutes? That's like, oh my God, this is so important that I need to know the outcome in 5 minutes. I cannot wait 5 minutes.
I don't know.
Either that or the horse thing obviously makes the most sense because you're out in the open. No one's going to like stop you from taking pictures at a horse track.
Right.
What about you?
But you also like, hopefully a horse that has really bad odds wins, because if it's like the one that has like the 2-to-1 odds, and
but then you're still doubling your money even if it's a 2-to-1 odd.
Yeah, but you'd feel like you wasted it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the roulette wheel first, because then you could get very specific of like 58 black, and then if it lands on that, then the odds are a lot better than like a horse. But I don't think they wouldn't let you bring a camera and take pictures in a casino.
Probably not. And also, roulette wheel happens a lot. Like, it's pretty frequently. So, like, the 5-minute thing, like, they might have spun it like 3 times. So I'd be afraid of that.
I'd stay there and time them. I guess I'd time the wheel and be like, okay, he spins it every so often.
Take a picture of it, then cause a scene so that you know that it's like 5 minutes when they roll the next one. Like, take the picture and then just jump on the table and be like, I'm having convulsions here.
I don't know. That'd be a tough one. Probably the horse one is the easiest and safest. I'd probably just copy this episode. All right, what about you? What would you do?
I guess, like you said, I'd like to think that I would do something more special with it, but I don't know what that would be. Like you said, it has to be something that is quick like that. It would be different if there was like a device that, if you could like ask it a question and be like, if I did X, can you show me?
But that's not the magical item this week.
So I guess the horse track. These guys probably had the right idea with it.
They did.
All right. Well, until then, Ty, do you have anything to say to our dear, dear Nomies out there?
Yes. Thank you all for stepping into the Twilight Gnome with us.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone. Frisbee's telling stories, Mr. Dingle strong. There's time enough for the real Martian to stand up. Next stop, will it be little girl is lost? There's something on the wing, Walter Jameson won't live long. Feel like I'm 5 characters in search of exit. Help, I'm slipping into the twilight. No, luckily I'm thirsty.